beautiful beaders, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I have the October 2019 dollar bead box and bag to share with you guys. If you're curious about this subscription, I will leave the link down below as usual. It does start at $18.50 a month for the box, plus the bag is an $8 a month add-on. It just depends on how long you sign up as well as your location. So as usual, I have no idea what's inside the box this month. We will take a look together and find out. We have the bag on the top. This is our add-on. And as you can see, it contains 4 strands of 3mm fire polish beads and 4 strands of 4mm fire polish beads. Below that, we have the contents of our box. But let's get into the bag first and see what we have. I'm seeing some gorgeous colors there. We'll go down the list and take a closer look at all of these strands. Alright, so the first 3mm strand we're going to look at today is called Matte Dark Cyan. This is a gorgeous teal color. As you can see, it's got the matte finish on it, so it is not the super shiny, polished up finish, it's more frosted. That is gorgeous. I'm loving this color for fall, especially. I've been seeing it a lot. Next up, we have a beautiful strand called Crystal Pink Luster AB. Gotta love that AB finish. Look at how it sparkles when it moves under the light. That's absolutely gorgeous. So the base of the bead is the light pink crystal, so it's quite transparent, lets a lot of light through, and then on part of the bead it's got the AB coating, gives it that little rainbow-like effect. Next up, we have another gorgeous strand. I'm loving this one too. This is a crystal purple luster, so you just saw the crystal pink and now we have the crystal purple. The only difference besides the base color is the fact that this one doesn't have the AB finish, it just has the luster finish, which is still gorgeous. It even takes the regular shiny glossy fire polish up another notch when you see that luster finish on it. And then the final strand for our 3mm is this one. It's beautiful as well. It is called Crystal Honey AB. It's got that golden warm honey tone mixed with the crystal clear, and it says it has an AB finish, although if it does, it's very subtle. I'm not detecting it very much, although I'm kind of seeing a little hint of it, like maybe right there on that bead. But regardless of that, it's another very sparkly strand, and I'm loving the extra special finishes and the fact that they are kind of two-tone with the clear and the honey color. It's beautiful. Alright, so now getting into our 4mm strands. The first one on our list is this one, another stunner. It's called Crystal Olive Luster. You can see the olive green and a little bit of brown or tan flecked in there as well, and then that luster finish, making it so sparkly and juicy looking. To go along with that, we have this next strand, which is called Matte Olive, another beautiful matte frosty olive green strand that would look wonderful paired with the strand we just saw, the Crystal Olive Luster. Love mixing mattes and the sparkly finishes together. I think they give designs a lot of depth and interest when you do that. Next up, we have Metallic Magenta, and I want to say we got the 3mm last month, but my memory may be a little foggy on that. Love the metallic colors, especially when they're in a bright pop of color like this with the magenta. Love getting this great mix of different finishes and colors in these dollar bead bags every month. Makes it such a fun surprise to open up and add these beautiful beads to the growing collection of fire polish beads. And then finally, this one is stunning as well. It is called Vintage Rose Gold Luster. Definitely has a rose gold look to it. That luster finish brings out the tone of these beads just beautifully. They sparkle so nicely, and you can see a lot of the metallic gold on these, but there's also just a hint of pink in the interior. What a gorgeous group of beads in the bead bag this month. I have to say this is probably one of my favorite combinations that we've gotten in a little while. So now that we've gone through the dollar bead bag add-on, we can now go through the box. First of all, we have a little letter on the top, and then all of our beads are included in this tissue paper, which I will set aside, and we'll go through everything one by one after we take a look at our note. And it looks like it's just talking about how you can check out dollarbeadbox.com, which is also a really great bead store that works alongside the dollar bead box and bag subscriptions. You can go back and check out all all sorts of materials that they have, most of which are just $1 each, and they're saying that they have all sorts of things to help you stock up for the changing of the seasons. Now on the back of our letter, we have a great organized list here that has everything we're about to look at. I will leave this here for just a moment in case you want to refer back to it, but we have our strands on the top, and then we're going to get into some additional items. So as you can see with the dollar bead box and bag, if you are new to checking out this subscription box, they don't follow a particular monthly theme or color scheme. You get all sorts of different things to try out, so you can think of it kind of like a sampler. It's a great way to try out all different types of materials and then be able to go on their website and purchase additional quantities for a great price. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that tissue paper and we will start to take a look at the strands. All right, the first strand we have to look at is this buttery golden strand called Light Topaz. These are 4mm check glass drux. There's 50 pieces on this strand. A great basic staple item to have are check glass drux. They're very uniform, good quality, basic round glass beads. And what a beautiful color that is. Next up, we have this cool strand, and the color is really interesting. It's called Acid Washed Crystal Blue Zircon. These are 4mm check glass drux, 25 pieces on this strand, and it's got this kind of etched metallic finish. It's very interesting. All sorts of different colors coming through, from blue to magenta to gold and silver, and on kind of this matte taupe background. What an interesting strand of drux. I personally haven't gotten anything like this, and I love how it picks up so many different colors. Next up, we have some more check glass, and these are called Mystic Purple. These are a 6mm check glass pearl, and these feel really good. I know it's hard to have that come through on the camera, but the coating on these feels very good. Sometimes when you get lower quality glass pearls, you can tell that the paint is going to flake off, or there's paint even on the monofilament that they're strung on. They're just not as good quality, but these, it's kind of like the feeling of enamel, and they're very smooth. So I'd really be interested in checking out more of these. It's a beautiful shade of lavender. It's like a bluish purple. And there's a close-up look at the hole. So you can see there's a difference between that and some of the very inexpensive glass pearls. It's got a much smoother coating. Next up, we have another strand. These are 8mm check glass fire polish beads in jet mustard brown. Such a cool combination, kind of gives it that tortoise shell or like the tiger's eye stone type of effect with the black and brown swirled around in there. Very earthy. Being that these are the check fire polish, they're very uniform and the faceting is done very well. And I would love to see these in other color combinations. I'm really happy to get this strand. I did skip over one strand on the list. This is a strand of 4mm matte satin white check glass pearls. And it's hard to explain, but I think you can kind of detect it on the video. Did you notice how this was called a matte pearl? So it's got just a slightly different finish on it. It's not the high gloss shiny finish, and in a way it kind of makes these pearls have a look like they have a little bit of a inner glow to them. It's very interesting, and just like the light purple glass pearls that we had, these feel higher quality than cheaper painted glass pearls. Here is another close-up look at these. You don't see any chipping or flaking. I'd be very happy to receive more of this type of pearl in the future. Next up, we have a strand of itty bitty Chinese crystal rondelles, this time in black. I do believe last month we had received a crystal clear variety. They are so tiny and sparkly. These would make great spacer beads in my opinion. You get a nice long strand of these. There's 120 pieces on the strand. I love how that glitters. And then our final strand is this beauty. This is fuchsia with alabaster white, or you could have received sapphire with alabaster white. These are check glass gem cut rondelles in a 6x9mm size. I've had these before in a different color combination. I love them. They are beautiful chunky glass with the swirl of color inside, but they are the quality that you would expect from check glass. They are cut beautifully and very uniform. Love that strand. That color combination is just delicious. So I am personally very happy with our collection of strands between the dollar bead bag and the strands in the box. This has to be one of my favorite collections of strands that we've gotten in a little while. So that's exciting. And now we're going to get into our additional items over here. Again, think of these as samplers to find out all the different things they have on dollarbeadbox.com that you can check out and purchase additional quantities of if you'd like to. The first thing we have here is this bag. It's called Check Glass 2-hole crescents, and these are in a hematite finish. So that's awesome. You get 6 pieces of these. These are quite large in a 7 by 16 millimeter size. And this is a new shape to me, which I'm always thrilled about. I love getting new shapes that I haven't personally worked with before because they inspire me to push myself out of my comfort zone and try new things. You can see the 2 holes there and they are curved. What a fun thing to get. And I'd be curious to know. I'll have to check out and see if they have more colors of these available on their site right now. Next, we have this bag right here. It says it contains check glass squiggle cut opaque green with travertine 2 pieces, and they're 9 millimeter. So these are something I'll have to take a close-up look at with you guys so that I can see what exactly these are. And they're very interesting. They remind me of recycled glass or sea glass. They are irregular in shape. There is a look at the hole going up and down through the bead there. Very pretty green color with just a hint of that travertine finish, which makes it look more stone-like. Next up, we have some more laser etched beads. We've been getting more of these recently. The design is called Buddha, and I think you can see why. These are 10 millimeter. We got a set of 2, and it's really interesting all of the laser etched beads that they're sending, just because that metallic really comes through in between the opaque coating, which is kind of cool, and it's got like a little bit of a rainbow effect in how the metallic comes through on these types of beads. Next up, something else new and different to me. These are check glass hexagons. It's called Full Coat Silver. There's 8 pieces, and these are 5 millimeter in size. These almost look like something you might find in your toolbox when you're trying to put together a piece of furniture or something. But they're really interesting. You can see they're not just a round shape. It's got these 6 sides of a hexagon. They're very shiny, and the holes on there are a little bit oversized, so you could probably use these as some spacers on a thicker cord if you wanted to. All right, next up is this bag. It says it contains a Baroque pearl in a 14 to 16 millimeter size, and it is in a natural peacock finish. And I'm not sure if this is a mistake or not, but I think I may have received 2. You can see how these all would be a little bit different if you received one of these in your box because they're pearls. That's the nature of natural materials like that. Love the feel and the weight to these pearls, and they are certainly irregular. Here is a look at the hole on this one, and a look at the hole on this one. So you can see that the holes are running through the length of the bead, and here's a look at that peacock finish. Still get that kind of mother of pearl effect coming through, but instead of a very light white or alabaster tone pearl, is in this dark tone. Not sure about the shape on these personally. I don't know. They are quite strange and just so irregular. Next up, we have a bag containing Beadalon Instant Pendant with 6 millimeter round screw. This is silver plated, and there's 1 piece in here. And I haven't had one of these before personally, but what I'm seeing is that you can actually unscrew this component like that, and you can put something on there and then screw it back. So that's a very interesting and unique finding to get in this box. Once in a while, you'll get some findings, something very interesting and different like that. I'll have to hang on to this. I'm sure it'll come in handy for something. Next, we have a bag of some dogs. We have 2 check glass dogs in jet with whitewash. There's 2 pieces. That's very cool. I'm a dog lover myself. And the way these are cut and etched remind me of the little check owls we've gotten recently. It's fun to see the different shapes of animals that they have available. And I love the wash, the whitewash over the jet black. That's where the hole is, coming right out of his little nose, and looks like it runs diagonally down to the base of his neck. Look at the detail on these, just amazing, and they are double-sided. Our next bag is this one. It contains check glass, saucer beads, and amethyst. These are 4mm glass beads, so they are on the smaller size. They are not quite round and they are not quite bicones, but they're kind of somewhere in between those two shapes. And I can understand why they're called saucer beads, how they come out to a little rounded point on the edges when you're looking at them. Our next bag contains some star-cut Chinese crystal in green vitriol, and we'll take a close look at these. We've been getting more of these star-cut Chinese crystals in the dollar bead box lately. We had gotten some in black in different sizes. I do like that vitriol finish. I think they're very sparkly. It's kind of a nice combination of gold and blue that's mostly coming through, and the way that they're cut really makes them very sparkly and flashy. Chinese crystal just aren't my personal favorite just because they are a little bit rougher. When you put them next to check glass, you can just tell the difference. I'm not saying I don't use them because I certainly do, and there's nothing wrong with them. Might have been nicer to get just a little bit more of these in the bag, but at least you know you can get more at dollarbeadbox.com. And then we have a bag containing a 14mm check glass Hawaiian flower. This is in the color opaque green. Of course, I love these. What a beautiful shade of green that is. I love the etched detail inside, the way the color is table cut, and then the sides have that beautiful kind of golden wash on them. Would have loved to get 2 of these, but like I said, you know where you can get another one. I would love to make a pair of earrings with these. And then the final bag I have to share with you is a bag of 2-hole laser etched tabular coin beads in metallic purple luster with white. These are check glass and they are 12mm and they are quite cool. We got a button recently in this same type of design in a bright orange background. Love the feeling of these. Their quality seems very nice as well. I think it's really interesting how they can play with this laser etching to come up with these very detailed and very exact designs. It's very interesting to see. Love that shade of purple in the background, and very cool that it is a 2-hole bead. So we've got several 2-hole beads to work with in this particular group. We've got these right here, and now these kind of remind me of a winding staircase or a little snail shell, and I am glad that we received 2 of these in this box. So that is everything I have to share with you guys today for the October 2019 dollar bead box and bag. Like I said, I will leave the link to the subscription down below so you can check out the different options that are there, as well as check out their online store. Like I always say, I'm not here to sell you a box, and these are my honest opinions. I just like to give you guys the opportunity to see these materials up close and make a decision as to whether or not this subscription box is right for you and your budget and your beading style. So hopefully it was helpful for you. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know if there is a particular item here that strikes your fancy, what you think about this month's box, because you guys know I love to hear from you, and I know they would love to see your comments as well. So thank you so much for being with me. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can check out the information section below this video for links to all my social media handles, recommended products, and my shop and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching.